Hey guys, welcome back to another Ticket to Diamond video, and today we're going to be talking about Yone. Yone? Yoni? I think it's Yone. We're going to be talking about Yone. Yone is the recent addition to the champion pool in League of Legends, which I believe brings us to 50 or 152. Let me check. Total champions in League. Oh, he is the 150th champion to League. So Yone is Yasuo's brother, so they share a lot of similarities in their kit, build, and play style, and so we're going to be kind of going over his weaknesses, strengths, and some other tips to carry so you can use this new champion and abuse him, because Riot loves to buff new champions until they are at least at a 52% win rate, then they nerf them to the ground, and then they kind of stay down for a little bit, then they'll buff them back up and say they're balanced. They have this really weird formula that they follow. I really just don't know what goes through that boardroom. All right, Yone's win rate right now is pretty unimpressive, and it's going to take some tweaks from Riot and some time for players to learn how to play him most optimally for his win rate to get above 50%. I've had the chance to play a couple of games with Yone and realized that he actually has some crazy carry potential, but he has some new mechanics that you need to learn how to play with. So make sure that you don't just bring him into ranked right away, and that you learn how to play him in normals. I played a lot of normals games with him to kind of get the ideas down for this video, and if you want to master Yone as well, you have to go into practice tool and in normals. So please don't bring him into ranked quite yet. Your team is going to thank you. Hey guys, my name is Snowda, and I make these videos on how to make it to diamond with certain champions. I believe that every single champion can get you to diamond if you understand how to play them properly, and a lot of you are just looking for the right champion for you to one trick and spam in ranked, so I'm trying to help you find out what that champion is. If you like these videos and enjoy them, the best way that you can support me is to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's talk about Yone, and let's go over his weaknesses first. All right, Yone's first weakness is that he is squishy. Like very squishy, and any sort of lockdown destroys him. Yasuo and Yone suffer from the same problem, and that's if they're against a lot of CC and they're not very far ahead, they're gonna kind of get blown up by Malphite, by Leona, or any other champions that are designed to kind of shut down mobile champions. This means that you have to be careful about what compositions you pick Yone into. Once you get the experience from normals games and feel very confident on this champion, you want to be able to not first pick him. You want to be able to figure out what the other team is playing and then pick into the composition to best help your team. Also, don't pick Yone if your team is full AD. You're just not helping anybody if you do that. You just need to know that Yone is very weak against champions that have very high amounts of CC. Yone's second weakness, and this is kind of a long one, is that until people figure out how to properly use his E, most players are going to use it wrong. So for right now, his weakness is his E. If you don't know how to use it, if you use your E at the wrong time, it will likely get you killed, or your teammates as well. You have to understand that this is not an ability that you just randomly use. You have to know what is behind you and know where other champions are on the map in the fight. I've played against Yone's. When I gank them, they just press E and run to their tower, and then we kind of just sit back at the E, and then they go back and we kill them there, and it really just wastes time and it doesn't make any sense. So understand that your E is a way for you to get into a situation, do damage, and then 5 or less seconds it allows you to dash out as well, and it adds a little bit of damage, kind of like a Zed ultimate. So make sure that you know how to use your E properly. Take time to go into practice tool, know how far you can go when you have max movement speed for Berserker Grease and PD, and also know how far you can go without it early in the game for early trades. Your E is a great way to trade in lane. Once you stack up your Q, you can dash with your E in, knock them up with your Q, do a little bit of damage, and then go back, and boom, your opponent has half their HP missing just like that. It's a great thing that you need to use to trade, but make sure you know where the enemy jungler is before you use it, because if you use it, you're going to shoot back to the same location and you're just going to get ganked and die. So make sure you use this when you know where everybody is on the map. I cannot say that enough. Don't just randomly use this. There have been so many times that I have died on this champion because I randomly use his E to try to go in and get some random damage, and then I die in a super random way. So don't do random E's, otherwise you will die in random ways. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm getting mad right now. Yone's third weakness is that because he's so similar to Yasuo, there are a lot of champions that counter him in the mid lane. Champions like Renekton, champions like Zed are very good against Yasuo and therefore very good against champions like Yone. They will build the same way, play the same way, and basically the same way that you lock down Yasuo is the same way that you lock down Yone. Please do not pick Yone in the top lane. Whenever I see that, I hard gank it. So make sure that you know that when you're playing Yone, people are going to treat you as if you are Yasuo. At least that's the way it's going to happen for a couple of months when people are kind of getting familiar with how he is. So just understand the the comps you can play into. I kind of mentioned this with his first weakness, but you just have to realize what you're getting yourself into. Yone is a sink or swim champion. You either get super far ahead and you can hard carry like you can on Yasuo, or you get super far behind and you're hitting your 10 death power spike. All right, let's now talk about Yone's strengths. These are a little bit more enjoyable. Yone's first strength is that he actually has a dash over the wall without needing a minion or monster like Yasuo. This is super nice, especially if you're kiting backwards or if you're getting ganked. You can Q your enemy and walk away and then use your third Q to dash over a wall. This is super convenient to just escape and also go in, and it's an added bonus that Yasuo doesn't have. It's kind of like Yasuo's third Q mixed with his E, and it's an easier form of EQ. This isn't crazy strong or anything, but it is nice to be able to just dash over a wall if you're getting ganked. Yone's second strength is that he has really good burst. I think he has even better burst than Yasuo. I think Yasuo is probably a little bit better at sustained fights, but Yone's ult and his Q and his E damage and the shield he gets from his W can really allow him to turn and even 1v5 if he's far enough ahead. Unfortunately, Yone has a little bit less outplay potential than Yasuo does with all the dashes and the ultimate and the shield and everything, but he does have a very kind of straightforward playstyle that allows you to do a ton of burst damage, sustain and lane pretty easily. Plus, the shield on your W will probably surprise you with how much damage it mitigates. All right, Yone's third strength is that he has great sustain and dueling power at 3 items. I'll show you a clip in the background from a game where I was the only one that had any kills on my team. I finally got 3 items. My whole team was feeding and they were just dying left and right, and I almost had the chance to 1v3 and turn the game around because of Yone's great kit. His W allowed me to live longer, his Q allowed me to lifestyle and stack up my dash and the knockup, and with his ultimate I was almost able to turn the fight. And it really shows you that this champion has a lot of high skill potential. He might not have the same outplay potential, but we're about to see some very cool montages, plays, new mechanics that are going to happen with Yone over the next year or 2. All right, let's go on to Yone's 3 top tips to carry so that you can win more games and climb to diamond or whatever rank you are going for. The first tip is that he's very similar to Yasuo, which means you need to farm up and scale. It's easy to think that because you're playing Yone, you can go ham, take a lot of trades, but then you're just gonna die and lose experience and farm, and we definitely don't want that. Yone is a champion that will scale up in the game if he does get behind, but he's super solid if you just chill in lane, farm, and only trade when you know where the jungler is. So just focus on your farm, worry on getting good trades, and focus on getting that tower. The second tip to carry is to use your E to get those good trades in lane. Makes you go into the practice tool and learn solid quick combos on Yone because he has the ability to get a lot of good damage in without any damage items. His E is also really great at tower dives, way better than Yasuo per se, because when you dash in with your E, you also have your ultimate to gap close, you have your Q to gap close, and you can do a lot of great burst damage under tower. And if you're getting low before your E will naturally pull you back, you can just press E early and then dash back to your original location, and it allows your team to get some really solid dives, especially if you just want a 4-man bot all the time, because that's pretty much the only way to win in solo queue right now. Make sure that you use your E, push your lane, roam, and get some good dives in. Step number 3 to carry is look to combo your abilities with your team. Yone is a very squishy champion. You can't just go in 1v5. Well, you shouldn't. His ultimate is very easy to dodge, especially later in the game when your opponents have more movement speed, but look to pair with other crowd control on your team. Maybe you have an Orianna, maybe you have a Thresh, maybe you have a Malphite, whatever it is, look to combo your ultimate so you can get a couple people in your knockup, and it allows you to do a ton more damage with your second knockup and your W shield. And honestly, if you get a multi-man hit with your ultimate and you're not like 20k down in gold, you're probably going to win that fight. So be patient, look for the combos in fights, and play off your teammates' CC. All right, guys, in my previous videos, I've been putting like runes and skill order and stuff at the end. I really don't feel like that's necessary because that information is going to be obsolete in the next 4 weeks anyway. So just go to op.gg or u.gg or whatever your favorite League of Legends website is, unless one of them is willing to sponsor me, then that'll be the one that I plug, and just get your information there because it's always changing, it's always evolving, and you want to have the most up-to-date information so that you can get those wins in solo queue. Guys, this has been Snowda. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.